Hi everybody, I'm Chief and I'm back again to read another book. Today I'd like to read with you The Cat with Two Homes, a first book of opposites. So this is the cat. Ollie was a stray cat, and a very ordinary cat at that. His coat was no particular color, a sort of grayish, brownish, stripy tabby. He was not especially thin or fat, or especially big or small. Ollie was, well, pretty ordinary. So this is Ollie, the ordinary cat. But Ollie, the ordinary cat, had seen enough of the world to know that it can be an extraordinary place. For example, sometimes of the year the weather was hot, like in the summer, and other times it was cold, like the snowy winter. Some places for snoozing are rather soft, and others are pretty hard. Oh, some dogs run very fast, and others are very slow. Some places are noisy at the workers, and others are quiet, like this nice park. Ollie, or often, as he prowled around town, the streets and gardens of his town, Ollie would find windows shut. But sometimes he would find a window open. And sometimes he would sneak inside to look around. Well, that's kind of scary. One day, Ollie slipped into the home of the Tubbs family. It was very untidy in there. Look at all the things out of place. I like to put things back where they belong. Eek, squealed Mrs. Tubbs. There's a cat in the living room. Look, everyone, look. Don't frighten the poor thing, said Mr. Tubbs. He looks hungry. Here, Puss Puss. I wasn't trying to frighten him, dear, said Mrs. Tubbs. I merely said, eek. But you're right. That cat has not been properly fed. And she went off to the kitchen to see what food she could find. The Tubbses were very short and chubby. They were a kind family too, and from that day onward, they allowed Ollie to make their house his home. Kitty sitting on her lap. Every morning, Ollie dropped in and was given an enormous breakfast. The Tubbses thought of Ollie as a rather skinny cat, and they laid out a huge amount of food. There was much more than Ollie could eat, and he was always so full up that he left some of it behind. The Tubbses did not know Ollie's real name, so they decided to call him Slim. They even bought him a feeding dish and wrote his name on it, Slim. He looks happy, doesn't he? They look happy too, helping the kitty. Oops, I'm stuck. There we go. Ollie, the ordinary cat, did not spend the whole day hanging around the Tubbses' house. He liked to roam, and often around midday he would find himself near the home of the Pike family. They lived on the same street as the Tubbses, but at the opposite side. It looks like their house. One day, Ollie had a fight with a neighbor cat and hid in the Pikes' garden to lick his wounds. Mrs. Pike found him there and took him into the house with Mrs. Pike. He's got an owie. Look at this poor stray, Mrs. Pike said to her husband. See, he's been in a fight, and he needs someone to look after him. Harum, said Mr. Pike. He seems to me to be just well enough to take care of. Just see what a plump fellow he is, a real old roly-poly. The Pike's home was quite unlike the Tubbses' home. It was very tidy. Everything's put away. And the Pikes themselves were rather tall and thin. They were a kindly family, and they did not like to think of Ollie having no home to go to. From that day onward, they gave Ollie the freedom of their home. And because the Pikes did not know Ollie's real name, they called him Pudge. They even bought him a feeding dish and wrote his name on it. So it was that Ollie became a cat of two homes. For many years, he lived in and around the same neighborhood without anyone suspecting his secret. Until one afternoon, one very ordinary afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Tubbs met Mr. and Mrs. Pike in the street. Ollie happened to be snoozing nearby. "Look at that lazy creature," said Mr. Tubbs finally. "He's our cat, you know. Always comes by for breakfast. We call him Slim." "But he's our cat," said the astonished Mrs. Pike. "He likes his lunch with us. We call him Pudge." "A cat with two homes," chuckled Mr. Tubbs. "A cat with two names," said Mr. Pike, laughing. And then he darted off. He jumped over one garden gate. Jump. Cats can jump very high. He sneaked under another. He climbed up on a roof and down the other side. Where was he going? Well, because it was late in the afternoon, it would soon be time for his evening meal. I was going off to eat at his third house. A third house? Oh yes, didn't I tell you? Ollie has a third home, and it's the one he likes best of all. It must be really a snug home too, for he goes there every night. But where is that home? It's a secret known only to Ollie, and it's a bit of a mystery to me. And that is the story of Ollie, the ordinary stray cat with two homes, actually three homes. I hope you liked it. See you later. Bye-bye.